Greetings and salutations, my operators, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time, we started the trial for case number 5, and, things are going good. Apparently, the prosecution was able to catch the burglars that were the people who shot Sholmes. Unfortunately, that also puts us in a corner that, their gunshot was not the one that shot the pawnbrokers. So the jury has decided that little Gina is guilty because evidence kind of unequivocally points that way, huh? So now it's time to cross-examine the jurors, I guess. Oh, fun little fact. My stream deck just kind of, well, my fake stream deck just kind of totally died on me. Like, absolutely. So, hopefully, I can get this fixed, because it's actually kind of annoying to press the button manually. Especially when playing Star Rail. Or any PC game. But on the bright side, at least I think I managed to fix the audio delay on my USB capture device. Which apparently was just put into USB 3, which I apparently did not do. Slight tearing still, though. In a manner of speaking, yes. That is the Garrett Squadron's position, sir. What? No! It's too soon to make a judgment now. Size of the court! Status report for the court, men! On the double! His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and that goes for making decisions, too. I think you'll find the truth is as clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember. Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop. I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
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 Man, was screen hearing always this bad? Or because I popped up the preview window this time? I actually never noticed it before. Because I always had like switched to the actual monitor, but ever since I fixed the audio delay, I might as well try the projector mode in OBS. It does not seem to be great. It does appear that the jury is unanimous in its pleading already. Photograph must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned. But Ginny didn't shoot him. No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination. Very well, the court grants permission. So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising. We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready? Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. Judicio findings. The jurors' contentions. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocket dean. As a housemaid, I shall like to see all filthy eyesores properly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in stereo, the truth would just pop out. If I have left it in there, I think there'll be repercussions by now. Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission. A verdict to follow. Stop. In Motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent. The circumstances of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. The storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone, and in the accused's hands, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses. Not to mention the sprint. It is cocked. Damn, I was hoping it wasn't cocked. Take it from a chap who's seen action on the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the volley trigger. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Oh dear, Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder. I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. Probably. Which means there's more to this situation that we've yet to see. Agreed. You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Jury examination. The defense's rebuttal. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketini. Hold it! You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Garrett, aren't you? You really must stop meeting like this. Oh, you're the lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn up for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then. Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your leading to not guilty or anything. This seems illegal. Can't be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Garrett house was the talk of the town after that business. I just moved out, and I couldn't get a bloody soul to take up the tendencies. Had the heart to break the news to Jody yet. Bad enough that the old girls clapped up. Yes, I can't be denied. We did do a rather a lot, but not for us. For that dash ghost. For that's for dash certain. I suppose not. Of course. There can be no suggestion that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously. But honestly, I really wish you paid more attention to the trial, and less to juror number 2. Wait, what? Is he perving on her? As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores calmly and rigorously eliminated. Hold it! Polishing the bench, I see. Again. A maid's work is never done. Not blemish, must remain. What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores? On my way to the market for my lordship, I have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pig purses, and crossmen, the scum of the earth. Hello, Harsh, perhaps? Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the Great Detective working to achieve these important goals. You're referring to Mr. Sherlock Holmes? That's right. I like to keep abreast of his experts by reading Rand's magazine in between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an already made capital. Mr. Sholmes? A maid? It's really quite unforgiving. Your scum having the audacity to shoot our very great detective. Minor detail. It was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant. A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned. Well, it just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway. Yes, right. I shall amend my statement. Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective. Jesus.
Hold it!
I agree with you. The shooting of Mr. Sholmes was an unforgivable act. But the purpose of this trial is to determine who shot the pawnbroker, Mr. Windybank. I'm afraid you're splitting hairs, sir. Sorry? Whether it was the thieves or the pickpurse, it was still gutter trash that shot the pawnbroker in the end. Filth that should be cleaned up and eradicated, in my considered opinion. Thanks so much for sharing. Changing his mind isn't going to be easy. Luna, it was one of those two brothers that shot Hurley, was it? Yes, without question. Well then, I never forgive them. Oh, Iris. Perhaps we can use this maid's statement to help us somehow. Do you think? Yes, maybe. Let's listen carefully to what each juror has to say first. I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in the stereo, the truth just pop out.
Hold it!
What do you mean, look at the photograph in stereo? Sorry? What? Don't you know? If you look at the photograph print normally, it looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, honestly.
Objection!
There's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun. All I'm saying is that if you look at the same print in stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Oh, how do you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. It never gets old, seeing the two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary, it's captivating. It's the height of modernity. Of course. Oh yes, I think you'll find that stereoscope is here to stay. Giving us new perspectives we could only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen. If only we could get a new perspective on this case. I might agree with you.
If I hadn't left it in there, I think there'll be repercussions by now.
Hold it!
What exactly have you been murmuring about all this time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere, or something like that.
Sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon.
A surgeon? That totally passed me by.
Of course, all people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors. Oh no.
Wait, what?
Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains of the field.
So, what is it that you think you've left behind?
Oh, well, that's a little embarrassing to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday. Standard thing. Went in through the abdomen. But when I finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere.
What? Did he? Surely not.
Exactly. Surely not, you say to yourself. don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have launched my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really.
That's one way to put it. The other is manslaughter.
That's exactly my concern. Seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere. I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure.
I'm sure you need to be more sure.
Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop.
Hold it!
Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean?
Are you from the Far East? Stop.
Yes. From the Empire of Japan.
All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey.
But now we have the electric telegram. So we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds, connecting the entire world. Thousands of miles of cable? On the ocean bed? It makes my head hurt just thinking about it.
You are well informed, young lady. But cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop.
And just when I was starting to catch up.
Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over airwaves to 4 corners of the globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop.
Right. Try not to wear out your fingers.
Era of wireless telegraphy. Stop. Driving technological revolution. Stop. And people say inventions like the stereoscope are the height of technology. What utter piffle. I can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys.
Excuse me!
Juror number 3? Sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but... What? Do you perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess? Oh, you bet I do. Say that again. Go on. I dare ya.
Goodness. Are you talking to me?
I think he just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you? Huh?
Absolutely. I mean, really. A machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions. Why on earth would you just not use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional.
What a great way to appease the man.
No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all.
You just don't know.
Pardon?
I think you'll find the viewing of photographs through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene, for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, you could reveal hidden clues you never even noticed before. What? Have you got any, Runo? Any prints we could look at with a stereoscope? Absolutely. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think.
Take that!
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can! Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all. Don't think I have the second print yet.
Take that!
Wait, sorry? What do you mean, one more print? Oh dear, oh dear. Don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how a stereoscope works? Bruno! What? We need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember? You know, one for the left eye and one for the right eye. One for the right. Oh yes, I remember now. The print we have for the pawnbroker is just a normal photograph. No, I think you'll find that the clue is in its name, a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints. Thanks for the friendly explanation. Well, if we attain another print at some point later in the trial, we can always show it to this young man then. Haha! I think you'll find that know-all expression is really starting to annoy me. Let's get things back on track, shall we, Consul? All we need is another shot from a slightly different location, and we can see the scene in 3 dimensions.
In Motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced, brothers of innocence.
Hold it!
Please tell me you're not villain Bolshevik, the Russian revolutionary.
Revolutionary? No, I believe there is such a rumor.
It's just a rumor?
As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal.
Your words, not mine. Just want to point that out.
People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat. And which glove fits? Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take a bus to Crystal Tower, please.
Right. That didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts.
To be treated like vicious criminal all the time. It is very painful. People do not realize. So I have much sympathy for these brothers. Look, people say they are criminals only because how they look.
The Skulkin brothers?
Duh. Maybe they went inside pawnbroker's shop. But they have done nothing wrong. That is all I want to say.
The Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong that night? Alright, well, first of all, that's one not so little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris. What is it, Bruno? The jurors are chosen at random from the inhabitants of London town, aren't they? Yes. It's amazing, isn't it? In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them, who looks for all the world like a revolutionary? I wish I knew. I can't change the minds of more than half of these 6 jurors. The trial will be over. But we know that Ginny would never shoot anyone. Yes, so we need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. I must be ready to go to wherever lengths I have to convince them that Gina's innocent. Of Gina's innocence.
Objection!
Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other.
Good lord! Counsel, explain yourself.
Oh my statement? Contradictory?
Contradict. C-O-N.
Juror number 6. You've got the wrong end of the stick.
I do not have stick. I have mouth.
As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen. I understand. Surely you aren't going to tell the court now that you didn't hear.
Abdomen, abdomen, A, B, D.
How the hell do you know how to spell that? Sir?
Sorry. My English is still learning.
You are telling the court you didn't hear?
Forgive me. I did not hear.
Ugh.
Ah, here is word. Abdomen. Part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English, I am Russian, not native speaker.
You thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again?
So, you are telling me these brothers who look like criminals are lying. They said before, we never done nothing, but truth is, they shot detective. Da, this is double negative.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Ah. Lie is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who looks like criminal.
Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced.
This means, when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also big fat lie. Is this true?
Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so...
Enough. I trust no one now.
It's not the mouse's fault, though, sir.
I must see with own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Yes, it is, Bruno. Easily.
Sorry?
With the prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder.
Ah,
If you compare the print that pictures Ginny and the next print from half an hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Cooey! Mr. Prosecutor!
Calling the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one.
why did you call him Cooey? What's his first name? It's Barrow. Where the hell is he getting Cooey from?
Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers' flight.
So this was taken after Hurley was shot then? As far as I can tell.
Nothing has been taken. Wasn't there a lot taken? Didn't they take the notebooks? No, never mind. That does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything that's obviously missing from the second print.
So, the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot a man, but they stole nothing.
It would seem so, yes.
Good.
No, not good.
You were right. I did not understood situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is very important to continue with trial.
Well, thank you.
Yay! Well done, Bruno. That balance is shifting.
Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. If I can do that, we just might turn the situation to our favor still. Thank you, Counsel. Continue the summation examination. And kindly hand the new photograph print to the bailiff to be followed as evidence. The post-shooting photograph has been entered into court record. And the print in the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that.
Hold it!
Can it really show up new clues though? Don't know unless you try. How about this print here? I think it should do the trick.
Take that!
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 Subo photographic prints? Of course I can! Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all.
Take that!
Alright, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera in Windy Banks on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer. Do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. The left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the positions of some objects. Then when your brain merges the 2 images together, inside your head, it notices the shift as if it were depth. Yes, exactly. It's a small shift between certain objects in the 2 pictures that's really important. So what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the seed 3-dimensionally anyway. Oh! Of course. Now I see. I think that young girl has discovered the secret. I have. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? Having a look at these 2 pictures from Hurley's camera, Runo. Go on. The lamp broke somehow. Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them? Of course there is. There's 2 people in the first and no people in the second. Well, yes. You can see that straight away. But now, try to look at the pictures in 3 dimensions. Alright, I'll give it a go. So, just to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the 2 pictures overlap exactly. No, you can't do it. I would have to walk farther away. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. Wait. Well, did you manage to see it properly, Runo? Yes, I saw it. What's going on with these 2 pictures? Some of the things on the camera sort of jump out at you. Oh, okay, I did not see that one. Okay, so yeah, they moved like 3 centimeters off. That was great. That was a great one. That's the great one. Yes. That's it. You see? That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing powers?
Is someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuces do some of the things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that, hmm?
I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principles of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question.
Basic principles of the stereoscope?
As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's the slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see pictures three-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures, this shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions.
Yes, there must have been.
Now hold fire there, sir! Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I say. But why the devil does this shift between the two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master.
What? Me? I haven't the first idea.
No. It's quite simple.
It is?
Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 a.m. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the positions of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means
that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter. Hey, Lan! Thank you. It's exactly what I was going for. I am basing myself off of the Net Navi designs.
Zookers!
Someone tampered with.
New information, stop. Not mentioned in the testimony so far, stop.
Yes. We've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is now clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom?
Are you suggesting you might know?
Of course. I can tell you right now who is responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. I guess the Skulkin brothers?
Take that!
It was the witnesses currently in the stand. The Skulkin brothers.
Wait. This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even have time to pull Dukes out from late Lucy Lockets. My phrasebook says Dukes is meaning hands, and Lucy Lockets is meaning pockets. But is this another lie? Is this what you are saying?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Now, hold on a minute. You can't be sure of that.
I quite agree. The accused is a common purse after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal.
I think that's unlikely.
And why exactly?
As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Windybank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrade's interest lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony.
but the accused is a pick purse, common gutter trash. Why look any further for the wrongdoer here?
Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact worse, than a pick purse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize the testimony given against her by two thieves?
Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shitty pair.
Well, you stay sterile. That's very professional. Can you all see now? I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand.
Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. Will return home via Regent Street. Stop.
Well, it would seem this trial has yet to run its course. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclination via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call this summation examination to conclusion, with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. And I order this trial to continue.
Yay! Well done! Oh, by the way,
What?
you should hold on to this, Bruno. You never know when it might come useful.
Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely. Alright. The stereoscope has been entered into the court record. A photo-up device that allows anyone to enjoy seeing things in 3 dimensions, simply by looking through the eyepieces. Lord Venzigs, you will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony for them.
I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord.
I won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night. And I won't stop probing until I've proven that Gino is innocent. To be continued. Alright, part 2 of the trial.
Order, please. Let's resume proceedings. Witnesses, you will now retake the stand. I presume you heard the defense counsel's summation examination?
Oh, yeah, Governor.
I did, Gov. I did.
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Go up!
Blimey.
This is going to be hard work. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windy Mix. Well, it was blam as soon as, weren't it?
It was, Nas, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out of me Lucy lockets.
However, that was a lie. You brothers. Go on!
Blimey!
On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter. We've never done nothing of the sort.
How'd you figure that out? You now give formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question, and this time, you will tell the truth. Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. Jesus. And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. A thought worth pondering, perhaps.
Say no more, Gav. We hear ya.
We'll blah, we'll squeak, we'll preach. Peach? Witness testimony. Legal entry. The whole truth.
Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling for nothing.
It was when we heard the gunshot, see, made us both jump, and all that stuff went flying.
Know me. It didn't give me a fright. We was thinking the shooter come out the door to get us next.
We stuck everything back where we found it, and scampered straight into him in the black.
We couldn't have shot the bomb broker, see? We never even had a chance, did we?
So you admit to the defense's accusations? You did indeed ransack Mr. Windybank's countertop on the night in question.
Not a ransack, Governor, no.
That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah. Sorry. By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess.
The way you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all.
We don't, Nash, we don't. Can't he make us sound a bit more cutthroat?
It can't just be a coincidence that these men showed up at the Windybanks that night. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. Powis can't do detective or inspector. Makes him look suspicious for no reason.
Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling for nothing.
Hold it!
If that's the case, then why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place? Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we?
We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, people would think we was up to no good.
Well said, Ringo, the old China. We'd only land ourselves in even more trouble. And in fact now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. Landing yourself in even more trouble. Ah, well,
That's rotten luck.
Says to ride an apple eater.
Witnesses, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter?
we never ransacked nothing.
Right, Nash, right. More like we tidied up the place. Tidied the place up. It's sorry.
Man, yeah, put jiggle faces on his freaking cheeks.
It was when we heard the gunshot, see, made us both jump, and all that stuff went flying.
Hold it!
So what you're saying is, the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much, you knocked all those things off the counter.
Well, it shocked us. One of us that much, yeah.
This bag of nerves needs to learn to keep his shirt on.
Look, it was loud, alright? Blimey me. Me dead granny would have woken up at that bang.
Big bruv here screamed like a blooming baby and fell over on the counter. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull and whatnot.
Like a tangled in some marionette. What knocked over a picture frame? What knocked them scales on the floor?
You've really mastered working quietly then.
What a racket! Me granny would have been scared back to her grave at a clatter like that.
So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise. And then some.
Is that right?
It was quiet as a mouse, and then all of a sudden, bam!
Excuse me!
Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add?
Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels.
No, something to add about their testimony. You seem to react just now at what Mr. Sculpin said. Did it make you think of something?
It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it, only... Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details.
How about you just tell us what's on your mind?
As you know, we brought these fellows into the yard for a question last night. And the statement they gave then told a slightly different story to what they're saying now.
The idiot?
You claim you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot. Might have, Gov, might have. Does ring a bell now that you mention it. Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still, I can't help feeling that perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here, fellas. If I discover the witness's testimony has been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them.
Easy, easy.
We'll get it right this time.
That's it, yeah. It's all coming back to me now.
Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable minds, sirs.
Right you are, Gov.
Just before the gunshot, we heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun!"
Hold it!
So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously?
We did, Gov, we did.
Although, I suppose if you're being honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before the yell and all.
If you don't want to get shot, give me that gun. Bam! Kind of thing.
We're enacting tragically miss. And where were the voices coming from? Can you tell?
Of course we could. From the other side of the door, behind the counter it was.
From the storeroom, where the victim was found dead.
And the voice you heard, it was that of the victim, Mr. Windybank. On the granny's life. Of course it was.
On his granny's life. Of course it was. So, that would mean that you both knew Mr. Winniebank and the sound of his voice? So that would mean what? What not? What? Any idea? Yes, Council. Indeed it would. Nah. We didn't know that, the geezer. How am I supposed to deny it when that bloke in the fancy clubbers giving us the evil eye? If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true. On me granny's life it is. On his granny's life, it must be. It's a good job his granny's dead. To summarize then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then heard the gunshot, causing you to stumble and upset the items on this counter, scattering them over the shop floor. You make it sound like we're clumsy. Don't forget, we tied it up after like good little boys. Anyway, the way I see it, the bloke who owned the place was owning a gun. So he should have fired himself yelling at the girl.
Hold it!
You're saying that Mr. Winniebank had a gun in his hands? Oh yeah, bet that was a sight, eh? Them two waving them guns at each other. Must have got pretty heated. I mean, just before he shouted out, we heard the geezer say, if you don't want to get shot. Didn't really sound like he meant it, mind. More of an empty sledge, you could say. Mr. Winniebank was known to keep a revolver on his shop counter at all times. People say that to protect the articles in his keeping, he'd rarely put a bullet in someone's head if required. That someone being himself, of course. Good grief! Extraordinary devotion! Indeed, if alarmingly misguided. Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only the person he was gonna shoot beat him to it. Cooked its goose proper. Bet he wished he'd squeeze the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, "Give me that gun." And it was directly after those words that you heard the gunshot? It was more or less at the same time, Gov. Give me that gun! Bam! Kind of thing. Oh, kind of thing. Yes, a career in acting very tragically missed. Then we heard the sound of someone hitting the deck. Before everything went dead quiet. After that, we done a slapdash job, tidying the place up. Tell me, it didn't ask give oh god damn it. Oh, these shorthands. Know me, it didn't have to give me a fright. We was thinking the shooter come out the door and get us next.
Hold it!
So, you didn't try to open the storeroom door then? Nah, in your life. It went deathly quiet after that, indeed. Put the wind right up to me, right up me. But anyway, the door was locked, weren't it? No way it was opening. Yes, of course. It was locked from the inside, or so we've been led to believe. It was, Guff, it was. From the inside. Right. So we had no way of knowing what was going on in there, did we? Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the storeroom. Like through the keyhole or a spy hole, perhaps? Don't ring no bells, don't light no lights. Yeah, to cut and run before we notice anything like that. We still kind our teeth in this game, see? But one day, we'll really cut the mustard. Please, try it out.
But, as we know, behind that door was the victim's lifeless body, with the accused not 2 feet away.
Yes, unfortunately. Gina was in there, unconscious, with a gun in her hand.
To confirm, would it be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom? That's right, Gov, that's right.
We couldn't have, even if we wanted to. Wait, did I even set my... I did not. Oh, that's why it's not syncing up properly. Embarrassing. I was wondering why my restream wasn't working properly. That's on me. We couldn't have, even if we wanted to.
We stuck everything back where we found it and scraped it straight into him in the black.
Hold it!
Yes, whereupon you fired a shot from your own gun at Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Oh, yeah, we was a bit antsy there.
We was not, we was. Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when you lot turned up.
If you're shaking like a leaf, don't put a loaded gun in your hand.
Good advice, miss, good advice.
Truth be told, me mind went totally blank.
Before your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand.
Mental note made, niece.
After we legged it down the street, but after we legged down the street, apparently we looked dodgy to the coppers or some that. So they clapped the darbies on us like winking. And after you'd been handcuffed, the police found this revolver in your possession, correct? Well, yeah.
But listen, that proves it, doesn't it, eh? We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? We never even had a chance, did we?
Hold it!
And why should we believe that? Eh, what? Well, because it's true, ain't it?
The place was totally empty when we went in. At the time, the victim was already in the storeroom, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had a gun to his head. In other words, on the night in question, these 2 witnesses never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbrokery, Mr. Windybank. Correct. You got it, mister.
Down to a T. So the Skulkin brothers never actually encountered Mr. Windybank? Is that really true, I wonder? That's it? That's the full extent of their testimony?
What is it, Bruno? You look very fierce. I could pour you some herbal tea if you're tired.
Oh, thank you, but I'm fine. Being such a logical thinker, you'll probably laugh. But I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something. Something important. It's nothing more than a feeling, though. I have no proof to support it.
Well, feelings can be very logical at times.
Sorry?
People's expressions, the movement of their eyes, the words they choose. You can take all of that in, and your brain will quietly analyze it to come up with a feeling like you described. You've concluded that there's something suspicious about this testimony without knowing why. That's all. I think you should trust your instincts. Iris, thank you. Sometimes, I think if she's 10 years old, I must be 5. The bloke what owned the place was owned the gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. Should I present this?
Objection!
Oh, God. You're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Winniebank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct? That's it, Gov. You've got the picture. Yes, no question. And yet the photographic evidence from the time of the incident clearly shows that Mr. Winniebank was not in possession of a firearm of any description.
Objection!
You surprise me. Does the defense really intend to highlight evidence that compromises the position of the accused even more? Furthermore, the defense has failed to establish that the photographic print presented was taken a suitably short time prior to the victim's death. Your chronologically is severely lacking, counsel.
Yeah, that's right.
Too late, Nash, too late. The old geezer could have been about to turn the tables on the girl, eh?
Hardly likely.
No, I'm afraid this won't stand as conclusive evidence. Continue with the cross-examination, counsel, and heed my wording earlier, witnesses.
Hey, Skulkin.
Never skulking.
What options do we have here? I feel I should present the shot of him getting shot in the back.
Hold it!
What did this one taken? You're saying that Mr. Women had a gun? Oh yeah, that's the site. Threats. Yeah, single bullet wound in upper body of victim's back. No other visible signs of trauma. Instead, deaths from a posterior goddamn, why is there a goddamn valve? Posterior anterior bullet wound to the heart. The bullet entered the body from the back on a gently rising diagonal trajectory.
it!
I heard the gunshot and the voice simultaneously. I heard a kind of wavering voice before they yell and all. If you don't want to get shot, give me that gun. Bam. Ray, it's live. The new Mr. Winston. What could this solution be? They say they never had a chance. Wait, what? The curtain. It's been moved.
Objection!
Ah, crap. There's clearly something odd about that last statement made by the witnesses. There is clearly something odd here indeed. Your behavior, counsel. Please, don't mind me. That would be significantly easier if you would lower your head. I will lower my hand until I prove my client's innocence. As long as it's quite quick.
Hold it!
Why should you believe that? Just not sure where the entrance is. There's a sensational story lower down the front page as well, look. Mystery Mole. Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. Or a 10-year-old. Ours certainly has her finger on the pulse of world news. It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently, they're being intercepted by hostile nations. Communications are being intercepted? But how would somebody be doing that? That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Bruno? No, of course not. I wonder. perhaps this is what Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday.
Yes, it could be. And it could explain why he has Gregsy running from pillar to post at the moment.
Oh. This morning paper, which contains an article about government secrets being leaked to foreign agencies. Can't say I expected that when I looked at the paper.
Onlooker perishes in pick plus plunder. How awful. Virginia, I mean.
And tomorrow's headline will be Discharged Diver is Dauntless Do-Gooder, right?
Yes, something like that. If possible, I'd like to go even bigger.
Bigger? How?
Card pickpocket protects the player post-trial. Perhaps.
Protects the planet.
Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow now. It's going to be so great. You have to pop your 2 prints here to start with, you see.
Then when you look through the eyepieces, you can see the image in 3 dimensions.
The important thing to get right is the position of the 2 prints.
I don't know who came up with the idea of the stereoscope, but it's really quite fascinating. I don't know what evidence is pretty protected. I see like drawing blank.
Objection!
No.
Hold it!
They usually give me like a hint when I get books, right? Or when I do the press. So they heard voices from the storeroom. They both knew Mr. Wingbank.
Hold it!
They're saying that Mr. Wingbank had guns, well, but they wouldn't be able to see it.
Hold it! Objection!
That's not it. I wanted to present. Wait, when did I? Alright, let's go through this again. I am actually quite blank here. I actually don't know where I should go with this. But I know, I feel like they're trying to like point me in the direction that they can use the spy holes to shoot him, or at least look inside. But I don't know if I should be presenting the picture of the corpse, picture of the floor plan. This is Mr. Winniebank's gun. The cylinder is completely empty. Mr. Winniebank always used to keep this gun to hand on his countertop. Yes, but only ever with a single bullet loaded, I understand. That's right. Keep all the pawned articles that were in this chaos safe. But one bullet was fired that night, and the poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop, I wonder? Trying to keep the articles safe? So, with ammunition still loaded in 5 of this revolver's 6 chambers. Yes, which tells us that only a single shot has been fired from it. Exactly. A bullet that hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it? Yes. It happened almost as soon as we walked in through the Winniebank's door. I'll make those puzzles pay. I am stumped.
Objection!
Not that one. Couldn't have shot the pop up, you see. We never even had a chance, did we? Like, do I present the stereoscope to show them the picture of the...
Objection!
Nope. Man, I just don't know what I should be going for right now. I'm actually very confused.
Hold it!
explains why they didn't say this earlier, because I was getting more arrested. I can turn on play mode and see where it leads me.
Objection!
Man, I just don't know what's going on. How would he have seen him hold a gun if they never saw the pawnbroker?
Objection! Objection!
I'm actually like completely stumped. I'm not getting any hints from this. Well, I'm not getting hints like what the hell they want me to do. I understand like what the inconsistency is. How there's only one gun at the crime scene, other than theirs. They could see the pawnbroker through the spy hole, and the fact that he was shot in the back. I know the three inconsistencies. I don't know what the hell I'm going to present. Okay, I need to look up a guide for this. I don't understand what they want me to do. Man, Neo series has a really good guide on this. It's all like organized in like different web pages, like each part. What? Okay, this one actually does not make sense to me.
Objection!
Did I not present this? I guess it's printed on a different one. Why would it be printed on this statement though? Cause it shows that he's not holding a gun. That makes sense, I guess. So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Winniebank, was wielding a gun? Is that correct? That's right, Gov. You've got the picture. Yes, Nash, yes, no question. And yes, the photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Winnieman was not holding a firearm of any description. Eh? You what? Gordon Bennett, that ain't right.
Objection!
There can be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I will remind the court that Mr. Windybank's gun was found at the scene. Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, but was found in the accused's hands.
Yeah, that mold tooler used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun.
No! Kind of thing.
Hold it!
Stay exactly where you are. Right there. Eh?
Eh?
If the crime had taken place as you've so colorfully described in your testimony, it would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out. Goodness! Are you sure, counsel?
You intrigue me, my learned friend. But let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where is the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments?
The autopsy report, which clearly states that he was shot in the back.
Take that!
According to their testimony, the witnesses claim to have heard a shout of "Give me that gun," followed by a gunshot.
Indeed, with the two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe.
Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, in the autopsy report, it clearly states that the victim died instantly after being shot from behind.
Ah,
So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. Skulkin. Yeah,
yeah.
but it's the God's honest proof.
It is not, it is. When he was shot that night.
The shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. He saw it with our own bleeding eyes. Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Winniebank holding a gun? Some mad like that must have slipped out. Ladies and gentlemen, you have all just heard the admission by these two witnesses that on the night in question, they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding a gun, which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person. Yeah,
Order! 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 Witnesses, explain yourselves at once.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't supposed to,
It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you. Am I to understand that you replaced the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies?
am ever so sorry, Governor. Proof is, see, we,
Cut it out, Nash, cut it out! If we blab now, you know what he'll do to us.
What are they talking about?
Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will stop. There is no other option available to you.
Rev, come on, the game is up.
But, you have our guts for garters.
In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out.
On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place.
Well... Do we have to? And I think I'm gonna call it a night there. That took me way too long. I really should have realized that that picture was taken immediately after discovering the body. And it shows that he did not have a gun. That was on me. I am not a smart man. Alright. Now tomorrow is Honkai time. Question is, will I be able to play it without thralling crazy like? Because I have no idea what causes that still. But until then, thank you everyone who joined me today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!